What's up, everybody? Sorry, I'm using this other camera that I've got. I'm just trying it out. Usually I use my cell phone, but today I'm using this flip. I just want to see how it works. But anyway, how's everybody doing? It's Ty Talks here again with you. And today I've got a topic that, it's kind of I want to say a tough topic, but whatever, we'll get to it. So the topic today is going to be my personal views on marijuana use. And so me, I started using marijuana. I don't use marijuana anymore. I don't smoke weed anymore. I just shaved my head. I hope I don't get any shaving cream anywhere. Sorry, I should be looking before I make videos. But anyway, so I started using marijuana. I used it got high off of it for the first time when I was maybe 15 or so, in about the 9th grade. And I can remember, it was crazy. I was totally not good at it. I was totally it didn't sit well with me. And so then I had another run-in with it around the same time, where I smoked, I guess it's called hash. I didn't know. I thought it was just regular weed, and I tweaked out. And so then it just kind of became, I would use it more and more down the line until after I graduated. It would more be when I would go to my dad's, because he lived far away. I would be able to go down there and use it, and he wouldn't really ask questions or whatever if I'm using it or not, which my mom, she hated it, and she didn't find out until later on. So it didn't become a regular thing until I graduated high school, and then it just became like an everyday thing. I was using it every day, and it became an all-out addiction for me. And so I know a lot of people that think of marijuana, oh, it's just weed, you can't get addicted. Well, I was addicted, and I think a lot of other people are. They just don't realize it. But yes, I was 100% addicted to marijuana, using marijuana, smoking marijuana, anything marijuana, I was down. And so and I'm not just gonna blame this just on marijuana, but for me, it did something to me, like in my brain. I'm not just gonna blame it just on marijuana. I played football, and I had lots of concussions in football, and so that could have been a big factor. I'm pretty sure it was a big factor, but so with me personally, marijuana and my mental health didn't go well at all. It made me have a lot of anxiety, and it's just never really been the same ever since I smoked marijuana. I just think differently now, kind of. And so my views on it are, I'm a Christian. In the Bible it talks about drunkards and keeping a sober mind. So I don't believe that as a Christian, marijuana is a good thing. Now, I know there's medical reasons and this and that, and I think God knows your heart. You know your heart, so if you're using it, like if you have seizures, and I think there's reasons why you can use it, but just getting high, or like, oh, I have anxiety, I have this. I think that, it can be used as a mask, and I think that it gets you so high that it kind of works as like a mask. And so I don't think it's, it's going to cause a lot of flack, because for a lot of people, they really think marijuana is a good thing. But for me personally, and this is just a viewpoint, you can, if you're like, thinking about, you can just listen to this and have my take on it. I think that if you have your family has a history of mental health issues, which mine does, and you have that genetically, I think marijuana can really play a part and pull a trigger in that. I went down a really dark path of impulsive behavior, very impulsive behavior, while I was on marijuana. And I'm not saying it was just the marijuana, like I said, but it played a big part. And it played a big part. It was a big part. This face tattoo, I was so high, and when I got it, man, I was so high. That part of my life, I was smoking so much weed. Like, I can't remember clearly like a big parts of my life from back when I was smoking every day like that, because I was smoking that much. I mean, it got to the point where I remember I would just, this is embarrassing to even say, but I would, any little bits of weed I had, I would try to find and look all over my car if I dropped a little nug or something. I was just a fiend, man. Because I didn't like my sober mind, I guess, at that time, and I just wanted to cover it up so all my problems, and as soon as the weed wore off, I just wanted more and more. So if you think you can't get addicted to weed, I'm telling you right now, people, you can. Don't listen to the weed heads that are just going to tell you, oh, it's just weed, it's not bad. They're never going to let up. You're never going to be able to win the argument with a weed head. I'm just telling you how it is. I was that guy, man, and it's clearly hurting me, and I'm still trying to defend it. Now, I'm at the point where I look back like, I can't do it. I just can't smoke weed. I can't. I just can't. It doesn't, I get so paranoid and so nervous that I just can't do it. And so, my viewpoints on it are just that it can be really detrimental. And from what I've experienced from it, and what I've seen my friends, a lot of my friends who smoke weed daily go through, I think for a lot of people it's a bad thing, but in the world we live in today, people, nobody wants to hear that. And like, I see my friends who, went from never smoking or barely smoking, and now they're smoking every chance they get when they're not at work, wherever they are. It's sad, but the thing is, it'll never get to them. They have to get to that point where they realize, like I did, like, this isn't for me. And so, being a Christian, I would just stay away from it. God is the only medicine you need. I used to take medicine for anxiety and this and that. I don't take anything anymore, I have really bad anxiety. Like I said, a lot of it's from just all the weed I've done, and I've done other drugs too, which I'll get into in other videos, and also the football, that played a big part. So it also just mental illness runs in my family deeply, so but the best thing is having the knowledge that I know that, yeah, I have some problems and issues, and I can kind of well, I have God now to cope with. I don't need the drugs and stuff, and I can kind of just know that it's gonna be okay. But definitely I can't do weed anymore, and I think that it's looked at as too much of a good thing now, and especially like now the weed is so powerful compared to what it used to be, man. And like, they got the little weed pens. I remember I had one of those, and I would smoke it all day, and I would just be so high that man, it was just crazy how high you would get. And it's so easy to do because everybody thinks it's just a vape pen. They don't think it's weed. And man, it's crazy how much we got going on today as far as weed and everything, man, and how far it's come, and how everybody's just so accepting of it. And if you try to speak out against it, it's just like speaking out against any other thing in the world. It's like, man, people, it's not really, I don't know. I don't personally advocate for, but here's the thing. Here's the twist. I think that if you're gonna have cigarettes be legal and alcohol be legal, because both of those two kill you. Cigarettes 100% kill you. Not everybody dies off of cigarettes, but they mess you up, and you have a very good chance at getting cancer and dying or having lots of different problems. Alcohol ruins a lot of lives, and you can die and get behind the wheel and kill yourself and many other people. And you guys know the consequences that come with alcohol. And I don't think weed is quite as bad as those two. I'm not saying weed is the best thing. I think if you're gonna have those two things be illegal, or be legal, my bad, then it's not really fair to have the weed be illegal. So that's kind of my take on it. It's just like alcohol. I like to have a beer every now and then. I like to have a beer, but me personally, I'm at a point now in life where I don't like to get drunk. I don't like to abuse it, and I know I said that I feel like weed should be legal if those other two are legal. But man, I do not want to go outside and smell your weed all day, every day. You know what I mean? That's one thing I hate, is especially where I live in the inner city, man. You just smell weed when you're trying to go for a run or a walk. Somebody just out their car. You just smell it everywhere, and I don't like that, man. So I mean, I don't mind where I'm at that it's illegal. I mean, it's a really hard topic. I'm glad I don't think people should be going to jail like they do in some states. Like, I had a friend who told me he got a felony in another state for having like a gram, and that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I think the it should be decriminalized, and like I said, if you're gonna have cigarettes and alcohol legal, then you might as well have weed legal too. But me personally, and as far as my beliefs and my Christian beliefs and values, it doesn't fit well in my life, and I believe that it doesn't say anything specifically about marijuana in the Bible, but I don't believe that God would want us using it. That's just me. You can think what you want, but just know that this is my input on it. God wants us to have a sober mind, and weed definitely doesn't do that for you, so that's that. So if you've got any counterpoints, or any different views than I do, feel free to comment, like, share, and subscribe my channel. I guess that's what the YouTubers say. Check my Instagram out at Son of the Father 3. That's Son of the Father 3, like the number 3. So yeah, like I said, like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Share it with your friends, family. Comment discussions you want me to talk about to keep the content going. And yeah, I appreciate you for watching.